It is Thursday, May 1st, 5:30. I'm Stephanie Marchman. I'm the special magistrate for the city of Lake City. Sir, what is your name? I'll call you first since you're the only one present.
Glenn Hunter with Huntley Investments.
So we'll go ahead and take your case up first so that you don't have to sit through the rest of the agenda unless you'd like to. Okay, so we will call up first item number 2 on the agenda, which involves Huntley Investments, Inc., property located at 833 Southwest Poplar Lane in Lake City. What I'd like to do is go ahead and swear in the witnesses at this point. So if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
So we'll hear from the city first on each of these cases, and if you could, for each case, state if the property owner was properly notified and how so, what the alleged violations are and whether they currently exist today, and the remedy the city is seeking. And then once we hear from the city, sir, I'll give you an opportunity to be heard as well. Okay, go ahead.
The notice for the property on Poplar was initially noticed on December 16th. That was sent out on the 27th. We received the signed claim ticket from the certified letter. On the 1st, a second notice of violation and notice of hearing were prepared and sent via certified mail. With the hearing set for March 6th. That hearing was extended due to technical issues. On February 25th, 2025, the property and City Hall were both posted with notice. That was prior to the 6th when the hearing was not able to be held for Mr. Hunter due to his technical issues. So then on March 31st, we posted the current hearing for May 1st, 2025, also sent notice of hearing update, and that was accepted and verified. So the property currently on Poplar still has need of some repairs for the roof. We're still, the respondent has secured the permits back in March to do the repairs, but the work hasn't begun on that property just yet. So the city is seeking a start to the repairs in 30 days with completion in 90 days. With on the 91st day, if it's not complete, that's when the $50 a day assessment will be placed. With admin fees, I'm sorry, I neglected that. With admin fees of $28.92.
And what are those fees for?
The mailings and postage.
And I have in my possession some photographs from of the property 833 Southwest Poplar Lane that the city provided me before the hearing, photos from today. And
Yes.
Mr. White, you took those photos?
Correct.
Okay. And Mr. Hunter, have you seen these photos of? Okay.
Is it that what was on line?
Yes.
Yes, I've seen that.
These aren't in the agenda packet. These are photos
No,
from
those
today.
from today.
Oh,
Those are,
I've been by the property this week, so I agree.
Okay.
Those are what they are. Yes.
Okay. All right. Come on up.
Okay. Yes, we've got a permit pulled on the property, and we'll have it completed within 90 days. I actually There's an adjacent duplex beside that I pulled the permit on, but I thought the permit was for that property, so I went ahead and did the one next door, because I'm sure it would have been next in a code violation. So we're pretty well practiced, and we will follow through and get the work done as is requested by the city.
Okay. So, just to be clear, if I issue an order that repairs to the roof need to be made with, or started within 30 days of the date of the order and then completed within 90 days of the date of the order, you're able to accomplish those repairs in that time, and understand that if on the 91st day that the roof's not repaired, then a daily fine of $50 a day will be levied.
Yes, ma'am, it's about a 3-day job. The materials are already on the ground, ready to go, so that shouldn't be a problem. It's getting that project started.
Okay.
Yes,
Well, I
ma'am.
will go ahead and issue the order as requested by the city in that regard. And so you'll receive a written copy of that order, or whomever whatever the address is for the record, that the city sent notices to.
Yeah,
but
that's
I'll
my
send-
address.
Okay, so I'll
Yes.
send the order to you there in the city, and so. But the order will reflect what we just discussed.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so then we will, anything else on that case?
No, ma'am.
Okay. We'll pull up case number 3, which is also property owned by Huntley Investments. And this is a property address of 354 Southeast Brown Street. Again, if the city could walk through, and if it's just the notice is in the case notes, I suppose.
Yes.
Okay, and then just tell me what the current state of the property is and what the city's seeking.
With the notice being sent out and posted on the 31st of March, since this was also a continuation of the prior hearing for this case, the property currently, the roof and that aspect of it still are in need of repair. The issue with the sanitation has been taken care of and maintained pretty well, but the city is looking to have the roof concern addressed, similar to the prior, starting the work within 30 days. He already has secured the permits for the work, also in March, and we're just looking to have that work start within 30 days and be completed in the 90-day time frame. And of course, the admin fees of the same $28.92 for the mailings and certified letters that we sent out.
And is the city seeking a $50 fine on
Yes.
the 91st day?
Correct.
Okay. All right, Mr. Hunter?
Mr. White, that is it building, the first building or the back building?
The first building was
First,
the one
okay,
that-
that's the one that we have the permit pool for, correct? Okay. I agree with everything Mr. White said, Your Honor.
Your Honor, there's just one additional note that I wanted to express to Mr. Hunter, is that there is currently an outstanding lien on that property.
Yes, and I would like to ask, how can that get resolved? Because I wasn't even aware that was there. I was talking with a previous city manager about 2 years or 3 years ago, and I know that they had batched a group of those together under that same, it's on that property, there's a lien? Oh, I wasn't aware of that. I was aware of the lien on the Popular, McFarland. There's not. It's on that one.
Not that I found on, I did not find one on that, but the,
We did some research and found something that went back to 17, I think it
that's
was.
2017. Again, I can get with you on
I-
that.
I
just
do need
wanted-
to
I
get
didn't know
that-
if you were aware.
I need to get it resolved, yes. Okay. I'll get with you after if
Yeah.
it's,
Okay. Anything further?
That's it for that case.
I will similarly issue an order in this case reflecting or granting what the city's requested, which is to start the repairs within 30 days of the date of the order, and complete the repairs within 90 days of the date of the order. If they're not completed on the 91st day, a $50 fine will begin to accrue on the property. I'll also grant the city's request for administrative fees in the amount of $28.92 for mailing and postage. Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Hunter, I think you're free to go unless you care to listen to the rest of the cases.
I really don't, but thank you anyway.
I understand.
Thank you. Have a good day. Thank you.
sir.
Okay. Now, I see that we have a couple of people that have joined us on Zoom. Do you happen to know who these individuals are or what case they relate to?
I am uncertain. I believe it's the new business case, one of the latter cases on the agenda.
If you wouldn't mind unmuting yourself and let me know which case you're here to speak on, and then I can go ahead and call your case out of order. And ma'am, what is your name? And how do you spell your last name? And then according to the records, Alberto, is it Umeda, is the owner? Is Alberto Umeda your husband? And is he present with you? Okay. All right, and then, oh, we lost our other person. Okay, so we will go ahead and call up case number 5, which is property owner Alberto Umeda, and with the address of 786 Southwest Grandview Street. Ms. Greenkoff, if we could, before I'm going to give you a chance to speak to the case, but I'd like to swear you in before you speak. Would you please raise your right hand and repeat after me? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole, or don't repeat after me, but just answer my question. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. All right, so what we'll do is we'll have the city first speak to what the alleged violations are and the remedy they're seeking, and then I'll give you an opportunity to respond to the city, okay? All right. Is this Mr. White, your case?
So on the case on Southwest Grandview, this was also one from December of 2024. Correspondence was sent. There was some mishaps with correspondence, and then they needed additional time since Mr. Umeda travels for work. So there were some extensions of time. There were some additional needs with being able to secure a vendor to take care of the property and get the fallen trees cleaned up. The work had been begun but unfinished. So I was corresponding with Ms. Greenkopf with regard to expectations and how much time would be involved in taking care of the property. So that was through January, February, and March. The communication was that it needed to be addressed. You can see from the pictures that the primary parts of the debris were cleared up. However, there are still stumps and some aspects of it that would need to be further addressed. And that is what the city is seeking to have addressed, is that final part of those, the tree cleanup. And with that, the request is to have it either taken down to ground level so that it's not exposed that way, or to have them removed, either via the same vendor that took care of the other part of the tree issue, or another. But within 30 days, on the 31st day, to accrue $50 per day until it's remedied, and the admin fee of $28.92.
The admin fee is $29.82.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor. $28.92.
Mr. White, I see that the noticed violation is 83-8.5, and that states it shall be prohibited and unlawful for any person to cause uncontainerized grass, leaves, or other organic cuttings related to the maintenance of lawns or gardens to be placed out for collection. I don't see how this property in its current state violates that section, because I just see cleaned up property, but I have there's a tree stump that's cut down, but I don't see any debris, grass, leaves, or cuttings that are uncontainerized.
Well, it's the uncontainerized is that portion is also a part of that initial tree that had fallen. So without having the rest of that addressed, it's not complete. There's still debris that could be managed so that the property would not be contributing to a blight in that area.
I don't see how the code prohibits a property owner from having a tree stump, if I could put it just more directly. Or I don't see a requirement that a property owner has to grind down a tree stump to the ground.
Well, the code doesn't reference grinding down the tree stump. It just references to have the property cleaned up to where it's not still having that same concern. But that could be a matter of interpretation.
Okay. Anything else from the city?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Greenkopf, would you like to respond to the city? Okay, anything else, Ms. Greencroft? Okay. As I indicated in my questioning to Mr. White, I don't believe that the code cited prohibits a property owner from having a tree stump on their property. And it appears that the property owner has otherwise addressed the city's concerns with respect to um, the uh, the tree debris that was on the property. It appears from the photos that I have from today, picture of the property from today, that the property has been otherwise cleaned up, but there's a tree stump remaining. So I'm going to deny the request of the city. Do you want me to issue an order in that regard?
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Ms. Greenkopf, do you understand the order that I've denied the city's request, and that I've found that you've addressed the city's concerns, and I didn't find any requirement in this code section that you had an obligation to grind down the stump? That's correct. I will send an order, a written order, to the address that's in the property records. I believe we send it certified mail. Do you? I can send it by regular mail if that's your request. And the regular mail address would be 786 Southwest Grandview Street. Okay, you got it. All right, anything else with respect to that case?
No, that's it, Your
Okay.
Honor.
And I see on the Zoom, Ms. Greenkopf, if we're concluded your case, so you're welcome to stay and observe the other cases. But we have finished your case. You're welcome. I see on the Zoom that we have a caller, 404-421-7390. If you could unmute yourself and let us know if you're here to testify about a case. We are still unable to hear you. Okay, well, we will go back to the beginning of the agenda. So we will go back to case number 1. And I don't believe we have anybody present to speak to that case, which involves property located at 533 Northeast Washington Street, except for the city. So is this one of yours, Mr. Silva?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please go ahead.
Okay, this is a continuance of a case from a special magistrate hearing we had on March 6th. Per you, Ms. Marchman, I was ordered to locate or properly notify the owner of the property. On March 7th, I conducted further research and found that Francine Cole Ruffin is listed as the owner of this property. This was verified by the Columbia County Property Appraiser's website. Ms. Ruffin stated in the hearing that she was not the owner, and this is why the case was continued. You should have in your agenda, Ms. Marchman, that where I got a copy of the Columbia County Property Appraisers form that shows that Ms. Ruffin is a owner of that property. To show notices, on March 31st, I posted the notice of hearing on the City of Lake City's website. I also sent the notice of violation and notice of hearing by certified mail to the property owners. On April 10th, the green card was returned to me as delivered on 4/7 and signed for by a Dorothy Ruffin. On April 15th, I posted the notice of hearing and affidavit of posting at the property and City Hall, which photos were taken. On May 1st, which was today, I took photos of the property for this hearing, which Ms. Marshman, you should have those photos that I gave to you earlier. There's been no change to the property. I just want to verify that Ms. Ruffin is the owner, and it was verified through the property appraiser's website. And the city is requesting 15 days for the cleanup. If not, 16th day, a $50 a daily fine will be added to the property, and plus administrative fees of postage for $19.28.
I'm sorry, Mr. Silva, what was the amount of fine?
$19.28.
The fine on the property.
Oh, I'm sorry, $50 a daily fine.
And it's $19.25 for the postage.
$19.28.
All right. And I'm going to ask again. I see this 404-421-7390 number has joined. The line appears to be muted. We are now considering case number 1 on the agenda, which involves property located at 533 Northeast Washington Street. Is there anybody, is this person that's called in here to speak on that case? Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay, well, we can hear you okay, but before you speak, let me swear you in to give testimony, and then I'll let you respond. Were you able to hear what Mr. Silva said about the case? In March. Yep, Ms. Ruffin, let me just first swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And Ms. Ruffin, just to summarize, and Mr. Silva can correct me if I'm wrong, but he testified about notice being properly sent to you regarding the alleged violations. He testified that he was able to confirm in the property records that you are indeed an owner of 533 Northeast Washington Street, and he has provided me with photos of the property, the subject property from today, showing tree debris throughout the property. And the city is asking for the property to be cleaned up in 15 days. And if it's not cleaned up within 15 days, for a daily fine to begin to accrue on the 16th day of $50 a day. as well as an award of administrative costs in the form of postage of $19.28. So I just wanted to summarize that for you. I'm happy to hear your response to that. Why do the property records indicate that you're an owner? Okay. Um, regardless of whether you're an owner of the property or not, I'm going to find that the city followed the notice requirements in the code. And there are, regardless of whether you're the owner or responsible for the property or not, there appear to be trees and debris all over the property in violation of the code. Do you have a response?
May I, Your Honor?
Yes.
Yes, I'm here. I went by the property today, took photos of the property, and there's no one living on that vacant property.
There's no structure.
Ms. Ruffin, are you aware there's no structure on that property?
Ms. Ruffin, the city has demonstrated that this property is in a state that's in violation of the code. So I'm inclined to issue an order finding that the property is in violation of the code, and if the property is not cleaned up as requested by the city, then a fine, a daily fine, which would accrue as a lien on the property, would begin to accrue on the 16th day. Then you wouldn't be responsible. Then you wouldn't be responsible for the lien if you didn't own the property. But I'm inclined to go ahead and grant the city's request. And if you don't have any control over the property or ownership interest, then and are unable to clean up the property, then the fine will just begin to accrue after the 16th day, unless whomever owns the property receives the order and decides to clean up the property.
Your Honor, may I say something, please?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. If you're going to grant the order to the city, can we request you add where we could foreclose on the property? I understand under Florida state statutes, we have to wait 3 months of unpaid fines before we can foreclose on this property.
Hold on, let me look at that real quick. Mr. Silva, I don't believe I can order that at this time. I think you have to wait
Okay.
until after the property's not cleaned up and the fine accrues and the lien is on the property.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Ms. Ruffin, do you have anything else that you'd like to say with respect to this case? Okay. Well, I'm just to summarize, I will find that the city gave proper notice for this matter and grant this, and that they've demonstrated a violation of the code, and that the property needs to be cleaned up within 15 days or brought into compliance within 15 days of the order, and that if it's not cleaned up within 15 days of the order and the 16th day, a $50 daily fine will accrue. And I'll also award the city's administrative cost for postage of $19.28. Any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we will move on to case number 4 with the property address of 495 Northwest Palm Drive. Mr. Silva, is that your case?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
We don't appear to have anybody present on behalf of the property owner, so you could just speak to the violation and what remedy the city is seeking.
Okay. This started back in November 26th of 2024. I received a phone call from a Kevin Smith reference to the property located at 495 Northwest Palm Drive. Mr. Smith had told me that a tree had fallen on the house a while back and the owner hadn't done any work to the structure. I inspected the property on the same day, and the house has major structural damage to the front porch and the middle of the structure. Elements of weather are penetrating into the structure, causing more damage to the interior. Photos were taken and placed in the case file. I prepared a notice of violation, mailed it to the property owner. At that time was a Rick Parks. I also gave a compliance date of December 26th of 2024. That notice was returned to me on the 5th of December, saying that the structure that it was sent to was vacant at the time. I then prepared a second notice of violation and mailed it certified to a different address on 12/5, and it was to a Alachua, Florida address to a Mr. Rick Parks. On December 30th, the green card was returned to me as delivered on December 7th, and it was signed for by Rick Parks. On the 31st of December, I met with Jimmy Johnston about this case, and he was in the middle of purchasing the property. He did give me documents stating this, which I attached to the agenda. I also gave, since he was the legal owner at that time, Mr. Johnston, an extension date of January 31st of 2025. On March the 12th, I posted the property as a unsafe structure. Photos were taken and placed in the case file. I also learned that the owner of the property at that time pulled a permit on December 31st of 2024 with the city. The permit was issued on January 2nd for storm repair. As of that date, as of March 12th, no work had been done on the structure. On the 31st of March of this year, I posted a notice of hearing on the cities of Lake City's website. I also sent Mr. Johnston notice of violation and notice of hearing by certified mail. On April 7th, the green card was returned to me as delivered on the 2nd of April of 2025 and signed for by Mr. James Johnston. On April 15th, I posted a notice of hearing and affidavit of posting at City Hall. Photos were taken of that. Today, I took photos of the property for this hearing and which you have received those, Your Honor. Mr. Johnston has started work on the structure, as you can see in the photos. The city is requesting, since he did obtain a permit, that permit is valid for 6 months. He has had no inspections on the property by our building officials since he started the work. The city is requesting a 90 days extension to give him time to repair the structure. If not, on the 91st day, we're requesting a $50 daily fine, and we are requesting administrative fees of postage for $28.92.
Anything else, Mr. Silva?
No, ma'am, that's it.
Okay. I will order what the city has requested, which is 90 days to repair the structure. On the 91st day, if the structure is not repaired, $50 daily fine, and administrative costs in the form of mailing of $28.92.
That's correct.
I believe that's all the cases.
That is it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, if we don't have anything else, I will adjourn the hearing.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.